What is up, fam?
Hello, guys. Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of Daily Bread with
Brit and Joe. Hello.
Joe. Man, your guys' response on that last
Yeah, I
episode
was
was
gonna say.
awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot of good interactions on
Yeah,
it.
really
Yeah.
good, man. I appreciate the views on YouTube and interacting with us. That was really, really cool, man.
Yeah, we got some more subscribers, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Like 3 more. Like, that's awesome,
I
guys.
think
So
they like the
the
conversations.
hot topics, yeah.
Yeah,
The conversations and
Well, especially like right now, it's so that's so
the
intense
controversy,
right now, like
yeah.
with what's going on.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Not
How's everything been?
much.
Good?
It's been good. Yeah, I think
Good.
allergy season is.
Yeah, it's starting to
It's
kick
coming.
Boo Boo's ass, I can see.
Yeah, well, so I have officially lived in Tennessee for a year now.
Hey, clap
Yeah.
it out. 1 year for Brit.
And when I moved out here, I never had allergies before. And because Joe gets allergies.
Horrible. Yeah,
okay?
like deathly.
And I was always like, it was never me. Anyways, I come to Tennessee and my face is swollen. My eyes are itchy. Like, I understand it now. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get them again because this is the time, when allergies start to come in. And I was like, well, maybe since I've lived here, maybe I won't get them now. Maybe I'm used to it. Oh, no. It's
Starting
like
to
it's
kick in,
just
huh?
kicking right back in. Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
everybody at work's starting to slowly die on
We
me.
need to get some local honey.
Yeah, we do. Can't wait. I love honey anyway, so.
Yeah, you
it'll
do.
be
So
good.
does London.
She does.
She just eats like spoonfuls. But so do you.
Me too. I was going to say, I can just drink that stuff like nothing.
Yeah. I
I
like
like
honey, but I don't know if I could just like eat honey just straight up. Maybe on a cracker or like on cheese or something.
No, straight up.
Yeah.
Bomb stuff.
You guys are alike in that situation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so
We got more hot topics, y'all.
some more hot topics.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah, it's some stuff that I don't think people quite know.
I didn't even
Like
know
as
this.
as far as well, you know, everybody just listens to the media and instantly takes it for what they say, and that's it. Like that's as far as the research as some people do.
I think even especially with other countries, like no one's really gonna go
No, nobody cares.
looking and researching that.
But that's kind of like the American way, is to just kind of distract you. And if we can distract you with things and not not, I guess, interest you in researching other countries, then you won't bother to look up and you'll just eat whatever they feed you.
Right,
on
like,
the
oh,
news,
we'll look
you
at
know?
this instead while whatever's
Check this out,
happening.
this
Yeah.
and that's not me. I look
That
things
is
up
not
and I
you.
research and I rip apart everything. I don't take what anybody tells me as is or face value. I definitely dig and pull up receipts and say, hey,
And
what's really going
how
on
to
here?
research. I think it takes skill to know how to research too.
Yeah,
Because you don't just read like the first thing that comes up.
No, it takes some getting used to. And exactly my point is that you can't just Google and be like, oh, well, Google said it. No, like I'll go and I'll cross reference. Okay, Google said this, but where did Google get this? So I'll
Yeah.
go look up a certain book. Well, in reading in this book, and that'll take me to a certain history book, and that'll take me back in time. And I start breaking things down and start finding commonalities and everything and make a judgment based
make
on
sense
that.
of what
yeah,
it-
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, the commonality here is this, based on many authors, based on many books and resources, pretty much. So that's pretty much how I break research down, and it takes a minute. It's not like a 10-minute thing, and it takes time. Like it takes me a few days to break certain topics down to really get in there. And that's where a lot of people don't have that time. A lot of people are just distracted and they rather watch a TV show, which is fine. It's great. But you kind of lose credibility when you're trying to debate or argue with somebody who
Yeah, that's
actually
true.
takes the time to,
This is true.
do this research. So today we're going to be talking about, like I said on the prior podcast, about Zelensky, and he's not quite who he says he is, nor is Russia or Ukraine or any of those things.
Literally everything you've been told is.
It's pretty much
lie.
bullshit. Yeah. I mean, that goes for a lot of things that are going on in life right now.
We all know this, but
Most of the things that you're told are just complete bullshit, and it has been that way since literally the beginning of time. But we're going to be talking about that and a little bit on the Oscars, and we're going to touch on some of that stuff, and we'll let Brittany kind of lead that portion of it. That'll
Yeah,
be a
we'll
fun
see
one.
like
That's a
where
good
our
one.
time's at, and like we'll
Yeah,
totally
we'll see.
get into the Oscars too.
But I'll break this whole
But
Zelensky
the
down
Zelensky thing is really
pretty.
good.
I'll try to do it pretty quick and in a fashion that you guys can understand. So basically, the whole wrap up is a lot of people are feeling bad for Ukraine and Zelensky, and he's being portrayed as this poor, humble guy,
Yeah,
and
poor Zelensky.
my country's in war, and nobody wants to help us, and literally the whole world and this nation particularly are like, we stand with Ukraine, and we feel bad for Zelensky, and the demonstration that Trump had during that deal meeting that the media was brought into was a disgrace, and he acted like a child. And what a lot of people aren't understanding is, look, for one, Trump in the beginning of that allowed him to talk, and he did nothing but praise Zelensky. He held him pretty high on a pedestal and said a lot of good things about him. It was only to the point when Zelensky got a little brave and decided to say that America will feel the repercussions that set Trump overboard. So let's not forget that. Now, to break that down in more simpler terms, would you allow somebody to come into your home, right, in the middle of dinner, and them tell you that you're going to feel pain, your family's going to feel some pain because they're feeling it? I wouldn't. I'd be like, who are you to tell me anything? And I would kick them right out of my house. Okay. So a lot of people are being pushed in a way to feel like Trump is just being childish about this, but Trump is literally standing up for you people and telling you, hey, this is our home and you're not going to tell us what we're going to feel. Not only that, but I welcomed you into my home to offer you a deal.
Right,
okay?
like I'm trying to help you.
I'm trying to
that I
make
don't have to help.
peace, which is funny because a lot of people are saying that he's just war driven, and yet here we are trying to make peace of every situation that we see. Okay, the only one that's really war hungry here is Zelensky. Believe it or not. So let's break it down.
Let's break it down.
When Russia fell, okay, this is back in the day, Russia fell.
We're going back in time.
Yeah. Ukraine was actually a part of Russia. I don't know if you guys know that. I hope that you guys do, because that's just basic history. But if you guys don't, Ukraine was a part of Russia. Geographically, it's literally in the same continent. It's all one region. It's all together. Crimea, Russia, Ukraine, all of that is all in one continent, okay? So back in the day, they wanted independence, these states, these provinces, if you will, okay? And they wanted to break apart from Russia. So they got all together and they said, hey, how can we do this? How can we be independent, and break free? We want to govern ourselves and just do us. So they said, okay, you know what? You guys are more than welcome to do that. But you guys have to be self-sufficient, okay? You guys are going to have to provide for yourselves. You guys are going to have to develop your own government. You guys are going to have to develop your own military. You guys are just going to have to pretty much take care of yourselves, okay? If at any point you guys cannot take care of yourselves, by default, you guys have to fall back under the Russian leadership, right? You guys are a part of Russia. This is Russian land. You guys speak one language, the Russian language. So by default, nobody else is here taking over for them. You fall back under Russia. Is everybody okay with this? Yeah. Ukraine, Crimea, all of them. Yes. Okay. I wrote down some notes, so if you guys see me looking down, just because I've been cramming a lot of stuff and it's all mixed up. So Crimea is one of these places right next to Ukraine, okay? The leaders of Crimea said, you know what, we're a little over our heads. Fuck this. We're going to pull out of this.
For better words.
Yeah, we're out. So Crimea says, packs up their bags with their leaders, and they bounce. Well, Ukraine says, whoa, hey, y'all don't have to, let's work something out here, okay? So Ukraine says, we'll invest in you, we'll take over, and we don't have to tell anybody about this, really, okay? We'll just let this slide, you guys do you.
Took that as a territory?
Right, so pretty much Ukraine now takes Crimea as, a territory, okay?
Okay.
Now, Putin is not going to have this, okay? Now, let's pause that whole situation. A lot of people are hating on Putin right now. Okay, I get it. You guys have been told a lot of things and a lot of horrible things. I don't know Putin personally. I can't tell you how he is as a human being. I don't know. I really don't care. That's not my problem. But what I can tell you from an outside view and doing some history research, the guy is extremely intelligent, okay? And he has points that are valid and they're right. Okay. Putin said, you guys can be independent and we will continue to help you and back you. But what's mine is mine. And we had a deal. Okay.
And if
So,
you cannot be self-sufficient, you are.
right.
I
If
am
you
to
can't
take you
be
back.
self
Yeah.
sufficient, then your stuff is my stuff. And that's just how it is. It doesn't go to the United States, doesn't go to England, doesn't go to France, doesn't go to anybody. This is our continent. This is our country. We're going to take
Right.
back what's ours. If you can't handle it, we'll take it back. It's just like being a parent. You allow your kid to have your car, right? If you can't handle the payments, guess what? That car is now my car because I'm paying for it, right? That's now my car. It comes back to me. It doesn't go to your friend. It doesn't go to Bobby, Dill. It doesn't matter. It's my car now. Okay, it's under my name, so it's mine.
Yeah.
You were just making payments. You can't afford the payments. I'm gonna make the payments for you. It's my shit now. Okay, so I get it. A lot of people aren't happy with Putin. They call them Nazis, which on contrary, they're pretty democratic. They're very open and their policies are great. And again, I'm not saying I'm all for Russia and everything. I'm just saying that a lot of people have been misled to think a certain way about them. Okay. So back to the story. Putin says, whoa, 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 that's my stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on here, but the deal was if you can't manage it, I'm going to manage it. And no, Ukraine, it doesn't mean that you get to take over. That's my stuff. Okay. Zelensky gets a little threatened and upset by this. Okay. So Zelensky says, hey, I'm going to go to NATO and see if they can help me out with this. Now, to bring that back a little bit, we'll pause there once again. In 1994, part of the deal was NATO does not advance any of their military or territories towards Russia, towards the eastern countries. Okay? So that means NATO, that means anybody that's part of NATO, nothing. They cannot advance. They will take that as a form of threat. All right? So everybody kind of agreed with that. Now, history kind of here gets a little mixed up where people say it was a verbal contract between Putin and the world saying, hey, and some people saying that it's written down. I don't have the resources to dig that deep. All I do know is that the commonality is that it was a proven thing, that it was said, you aren't to advance your territories one bit, not even an inch, okay? Everybody agreed on this. And it's been that way since, okay? Until Zelensky got a little slimy and snaky and decided to go to the NATO nations and say, hey, will you back me up? So NATO's like, well, I don't know what's going on with you guys. I don't know what you got going on, but it doesn't look good. No way. We're not going to back this up at all. Okay, so once again, Putin's like, yo, man, dude, we just had this conversation. How are you going behind my back and going to NATO after I just told you I don't want NATO anywhere? If NATO backs you up, that means now you're part of NATO and we're touching
that's a problem.
borders.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. Now that would compensate Russia or compromise Russia, and it would put NATO allies surrounding Russia. I don't know. I mean, if Russia put all of its military around the United States, wouldn't you feel threatened? I'd feel threatened. So what's the difference? Like, we can't be hypocritical and say you can't do that to us, but we can do it to you. The world doesn't work like that, okay? And you can't blame them for being upset about this. So Putin says, no, man, that's not going to work for me, bro. You know, if that's the case, then we're going to have to get aggressive here. So Zelensky, instead of just taking the L, which wouldn't have been an L, he could have just given up Crimea and said, here, take Crimea. It's all good. We'll continue on. Right? And still made deals with other countries and stuff. Do what you got to do. You can't be a part of NATO, but it's okay. Russia's got you at this point. You just pretty much got a good, trustworthy foundation with Russia because you gave them back what was theirs. You know what I'm saying? It's a give and take. But instead, you get slimy and weird, and now Putin isn't happy with you. So what does he do instead? He runs to the United States. Biden is now in power at this point. He goes up to Biden. Hey, Biden, bro, Russia is invading us. We need money. We need help. What can you do for us? Biden and the Blue Party, as we know, are very corrupt and all about money. So they go and give Ukraine billions and billions of dollars, military assets, and help Zelensky because in return, we pretty much have a position now that we can position ourselves in a better part of the region of the world. Okay, so Biden gives him all this stuff. Now, Putin at this time, I mean, that's an act of war. Ukraine's not a part of the NATO nations. So the fact that we are aiding a nation that's under war, under siege, to me, that's an act of war on me. You're helping them.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
that's a big no-no. Putin could have easily turned around and say, "Hey, you know what? This is going to be World War III, and I'm going to start blowing smoke all over America now." He could have easily started a war with us because that wasn't right for us to do, and that is an act of war. So instead of Putin saying, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna start some shit with you guys, and we're gonna squabble up," he says, "You know what? I'm gonna let this slide. You guys pretty much spit in my face, but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna come after and take what is rightfully mine."
And honestly, him coming after America when Biden was in presidency, Putin could have just, that would have been cake for him.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
But
He didn't.
But he didn't.
So yeah.
You know. So Putin engulfs in this war. Now, what you guys need to understand is that in 2020, Zelensky's term was about to be up.
2022.
Okay? 2022, I'm sorry. 22, his term was going to be up. Okay, so he was going to be no more. To be honest, the Ukraine people weren't fond of Zelensky to begin with. Zelensky completely took away all of the religion to where there was only one. He took away all the media to where there was only one source of media. Okay, the real Nazis was literally Ukraine. The people of Ukraine were not happy. They were suffering so much to a lot of them were taking refuge in Russia, which is funny. These are you know what I'm saying?
It's like backwards.
Yes, it wasn't adding up. So again, our media isn't going to show you any of that because they had an interest in monopolizing this war. Okay, so they're not going to show you those things. So Putin says, you know, I'm going to look past what America's doing right now because he knew pretty much that Trump was running for office at this point. Okay, so his hopes was, you know what, I'm gonna give them some time to kind of, you know, clean up their messy, and I'm just gonna continue on with Ukraine, and I'm gonna go advance on them, and I'm gonna take what's mine, and hopefully America gets their shit together and they come to senses. But if not, then we got to do what we got to do. So a couple of years to him wasn't a big deal. Okay, so Trump gets in office.
Oh, but say how, like, since Zelensky was since there's war, why he couldn't
right.
out. Yeah.
So that's what I was getting to. So Zelensky in 22 was going to be out of office, right? But in order to stay in leadership, he had to continue on with this war as well. Okay, so he wasn't going to go out like that. So by law, he imposed martial law, and in time of war, they can't pull him out of office. Okay, he has to stay remaining leader during a time of war. So this worked out great for Zelensky.
Right.
He's getting money. He's the leader. He has no business in ending this war because it's not really affecting him the way you guys think it is. It's not. He doesn't care about his people. He doesn't care about anything. He was care about monopolizing and making himself filthy rich.
Yep.
Okay, and he had an agenda at the end of this that he thought he was going to become a part of the NATO nations, be able to turn around and big bully Russia. That plan epically failed. Okay, Biden did nothing to help him. As we know, Biden's incompetent. And Trump came into play.
Yeah, and Trump ain't doing that.
Trump don't play checkers. He plays chess. We don't jump over each other here. We meet face to face and we attack on the aggressor. And that's exactly what happened. So Trump, knowing Putin, right, and the craziness that he's got going on, he gets in office and goes, yo, Putin, yo, bro, we don't want smoke. We don't want none of that because we know you guys are part of the BRICS. It's China, it's India, it's Brazil, it's Russia. It's big, heavy hitters, okay? We don't want no part of that, man. What can we do to end this war? Take back what's yours, bro. You know, and let me talk to Zelensky and let me make a deal with him, okay? So Putin says, do what you got to do, man. As Trump now hits up Zelensky and says, yo, man, we got to meet. We got to talk. Let's make a deal. Look, this is what I can do for you. I can't provide any more aid, right? I can't provide aid, and I can't guarantee you that Russia after this will not continue to aggress. But you do have a way better chance in, one, paying us back, and this is how he's going to do it, and two, by Russia backing off a bit, okay? You are going to give us a share in your minerals. meaning that we're going to now invest in you to mine these rare earth minerals, okay? 50% of that will get returned to you, and 50% will come to us, okay? And that'll be a form of payment back to the United States for the billions of dollars that you've taken from us, okay? And in return, since we have an investment in your soil, technically Russia shouldn't want to aggress anymore, because now the United States has investment in that soil, and to invade on our soil in that manner would be, in a sense, an act of war against the United States. Okay, it's just something you don't want to do.
Russia's not trying to do that.
Russia ain't trying to do none of that, because they could have easily started a war with us.
Correct.
Back when all of this first happened and Biden spit in his face. Okay, he could have easily started World War III, and probably whoop some ass, but he didn't. He's a patient guy. He's a patient guy. He's smart. He played it strategically. He didn't want that bad juju on him, pretty much. Okay, so Zelensky tries to do a power move and says, yeah, sure, we'll meet. Brings in the whole media, okay? I think the Democratic Party had a big say in doing this to make it look like Trump was a bad person, okay? Because they knew that Zelensky wasn't going to go in this way. Zelensky's been working with the Democratic Party for a very long time, okay? So they already knew how this was going to work out, because this was already planned out before Trump was even in office, okay? But their plan failed. Trump kind of threw a whole cork in all of this.
Right.
So he comes in, they get on national TV, and Trump offers him the deal. Where Trump lost it is, like I said, is Zelensky pretty much said no, and not only that, but you guys are going to feel the pain of this, because he's saying pretty much that Putin is going to backstab us the same way he backstabbed Zelensky. The problem is that Zelensky is the one who backstabbed Putin. He's the one who went behind his back, went to NATO. He's the one who went behind the back and overtook Crimea. He's the one who went back and broke the deal. He broke everything. And he's upset because Russia broke a ceasefire on them and says that who's to say he wouldn't do something like that with us. Now, look, the bottom line is that Zelensky is completely full of shit. Okay, he's not the person he portrays to be. He has damaged and hurt his country beyond repair, and I mean that, beyond anything he can do. He needs to be taken out. Russia's going to continue to aggress on this, and it's not going to look good. There's talk now about of him coming back now and trying to make this deal happen. So I'm not quite sure what sparked up his ass. Maybe finally he's getting a little bit scared of how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, well, Trump stopped aid, right? And he was like,
he completely stopped all the aid.
Shit.
And the military is starting to advance now. But it's just getting very ugly, guys, and it's getting weird. And I just wanted to give you that piece of history and research to you guys, because I want you to truly understand that Ukraine isn't the place or led by the person that you think that it's being led by. These guys are slimy. They're all slimy, to be honest with you. All governments are pretty dark, and they have their agendas, and money drives everything. And this was a big money grab move, and it's going sour really quick. And yeah, it's getting weird.
that was so good.
It's getting crazy, and it's probably shit that you guys wouldn't ever know, but pick up a few books and look up some history, and you'll see. And it goes deeper than that. I mean,
Or
this
listen
goes
to the
back into
podcast.
or listen to this podcast. But it goes deep. Like all this started in like 1917, and it goes. I mean, there's a lot more. Was back when it was the USSR and the Soviet
the
Union
Soviet
and all this
Union.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, I could break it back, but we only have so much time, and I definitely want to get into a few other things before we kill this podcast. But this is one thing I did want to touch on today. Was for sure is Ukraine and it not being the place that you guys think it is, or its history.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get a lot of
Hate for this
hate
one.
for backing up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Putin.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I mean, and
I don't
again,
care
I'm
either.
not backing up
We're not
anybody.
backing up anyone,
I'm
but-
just stating facts and saying what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You know
And
what I'm
the
saying?
media. I mean, y'all gotta know the media. Come on, like we know the media
The media is always gonna
drives whatever
switch it up.
agenda
Yeah,
or what they want to portray.
absolutely.
Just like COVID and all of that, okay?
Oh, yeah,
Y'all
that-
need to know. And it's,
The-
and Russia and all, like, Ukraine is all the way on the other side of the world.
Yeah, so it's not
So
going to
of
interest you
course
or
you're
care.
not going to be like really knowing anything going on. So
But I say this because I truly want you guys to start researching and seeing things, because when shit does hit the fan, like this new measles outbreak that's about to pop off,
Oh,
truly
goodness.
research, because I get some of you are into the whole vaccination thing, and that'll be, I actually want to talk about that on the next podcast. We're going to be talking about vaccinations, COVID, and the new measles, and new agendas that are starting to pop up that I already foresee becoming something huge. Again, it's all to fool you and to mess with your head,
and they're just pushing, they just want to push it a certain way to do whatever
right. It's all for
agenda
control.
they have.
It's
Exactly.
100% for control.
Exactly.
Like I've said before in prior podcasts, I'm not for any one particular party. I'm just for what's right, and I love to research and I like to look into things. And I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this. I'm going to get told that I know nothing about researching and I need to go pick up a book and all that funny shit. And guys, when I say this, I'm used to it. I'm used to hearing these things. I have a TikTok where I get told all sorts of things, get called all sorts of names. But it's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop me,
No.
and it's not going to hurt my
Because
feelings.
we know.
Right. I'm very confident in
right.
what I read and what I look up, and not everybody's on that level to want to do it. So, and I'm okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
But it's our job to tell you what's going on, and if you need me to do the research for you, I will. I definitely will.
Yeah, he's an excellent researcher.
I like it.
Yeah.
So that's it on the Ukraine. Let's touch quickly. We don't have too much time, but let's touch on these Oscars real quick.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but Anora pretty much took home all the awards. I think they took home 10.
Yeah, all of them, like, except like 2. So what
Yeah.
is Anora? Let them know what Anora is.
Anora
What's it about?
is well, I haven't seen it personally.
Me
but,
neither.
It's about I think she's a stripper.
Yeah.
Is she a stripper or like a prostitute?
Yeah.
I don't know, one of them. Anyways, this rich Russian, funny Russian guy who's like 21 goes into the strip club, and Anora is the stripper that he meets. They fall in love. They get married like immediately, and then I think some craziness happens within his like Russian family or something.
He like saves her, doesn't he? Like from that world or something like that.
Well, he's rich as shit, so like
Right.
she gets with him and then has like all the money. And I think he does it to piss his parents off or something. But anyways, I was surprised. Mikey Madison won Best Actress. I was shocked. I thought Demi Moore was going to take it because she took home all the awards except the BAFTA, I believe. But when she won her award, same with the director, who's also the editor, who won both Oscars for that. They wanted to praise the sex working community, and they wanted to thank the sex workers and like the incredible job that they do, and that literally
Right. Well,
what? Like, I want to thank the drug dealers for selling. Like, that's basically what you're saying.
so let's let the viewers know a little bit what we mean by that. All right. So we don't. How do I break
What are you
this
trying
down
to get
without?
into?
So by sex workers, like, I want to be careful and make sure that people don't think like we're putting anybody down. So in the
Oh, man.
contrary, we're not putting people down. So before people say, like, oh my God, like any kind of line of work, whatever you need to do, I get it.
No, yeah, we get that.
So
okay?
here's my problem with
They're glorifying it.
yes, my
Okay, that's
problem
the
with all
problem.
of that is that we're getting up there, and these are influential people, okay? These are big actors that influence younger generations, okay? And something so particular as a movie about that, and to get on TV with that many people watching, that much of a young audience, okay? And then thank sex workers, to me, I hope we can say this on YouTube. I don't know if we can say that or not. So for the remaining of the podcast, let's just say S workers. Okay, so you guys can just in case
Yeah.
we
Ooh.
dig a little more.
Should we like bleep it? Like, I don't know. Okay, yeah.
We'll say S workers and hopefully it doesn't get flagged. If so, we'll have to redo it. But stay with us. Okay, check it out. Look, the S workers, to get up there and say we applaud them and we thank you. Here's my problem with that. Instead of glorifying girls and making them feel like, hey, you don't have to resort to this. There's so much better options for you. Help encourage our young generation to be business, to be successful, to have
Right.
self-respect for your bodies and not endanger them. Because let's be honest, that line of work is extremely dangerous. Okay,
Absolutely.
let's just be right up. Second of all, a lot of people don't know that a lot of those women that are put in those positions are there by force.
Forced.
Okay, this is not something that
Yes.
they chose to do. It's by force.
Yep.
Whether it's cartel or H trafficking, if you guys catch what I'm saying. I got to start using kind of some code words on this part of the segment because of just, of how the world is, which is funny that we have to use code words like this to speak about a certain topic, but they're allowed to jump on there and completely groom and train children to see a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. So
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like it was a bad look. It wasn't good. We shouldn't be glorifying things like this. We should. I mean, I would love to actually see her go up to one of these workers and give him a round of applause and say, "Hey, we want to thank you for your hard work." Like, are you kidding me?
Like, how can we help you?
Right. Instead of how can we get you out of this situation? How can
Yeah.
we?
But we're gonna go on the Oscar stage where millions and millions of people are watching
And all of them
and
were doing that.
glorify that. It's crazy.
All of them were saying
Absolutely
it. We just want to
crazy.
thank that community. We just want to thank that community. I don't. How
And
about
they were saying S workers, so they can say it. I mean,
right?
they were literally saying.
Literally
Yeah.
saying it. It's just mind-boggling to me that these are the people that say we
Like, they
want.
didn't say strippers. They said
No, the literally, yeah, the
yeah,
S word.
So
And it's sad because to think that some of these younger girls, I mean, underage girls, are going through some horrific things and get taken and get put into these situations, and then you go and say thank you to them. I mean, it's just absurd and sickening to me, and it just goes to show how Hollywood's always pushing these wild,
yeah,
extreme
Hollywood
agendas.
is
It's just ugly, and yeah, that was one that I wanted to touch on.
yeah. I guess maybe we shouldn't get too deep into that because then that's absolutely true. I don't know what they allow.
Were
Like,
they allowed to do or say?
yeah, like I'm not trying to get no shadow band up in here.
No, not at all. But again, it is something that I do want to talk about and create conversation. And regardless, I do want to get that message out that it's not a good thing, and I don't support that at
Yeah,
all.
I don't either.
I don't like it at all. And people sometimes say that, oh, you look too much into things, and just let it be. And it's not even like that. But it is like that, and I'm not looking too much into things. It's literally what's in my face every single day.
Well, it's like don't look too much into things, okay? Do you see how the world has become?
Right. Don't look too much here. Look over here.
And look at what happens. Like you really need to like literally look at every little thing for what it is. And
It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
everything's an agenda.
It's all sexual based. It's crazy,
Yes.
whether it's like transgenderism or
perversion.
LGBT. It's
Yeah.
it's so much that they push on you,
On
and
the children, yeah.
it's like, do we really have to get up there and talk about that and praise that every single time? Like, can we just not go up there and just make good movies, congratulate good people, and,
yeah.
and get off the stage? Do we have to go into such details and continue to
Yeah.
just? I don't know. That's just my opinion, guys. But yeah.
Well, I mean, on the Oscars, I did think that the opening, the Defying Gravity song,
Yeah.
okay, she killed that.
That was
She
good.
killed that.
That was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
That movie was great. But yeah, they did a good job
the
at
only
that.
thing they won, I think, they won was it just costume? I think they won costume.
Just crazy. They should have won all sorts of stuff.
Well,
Set design,
Yeah,
everything.
did they win set design?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
Ariana-
There were so many different awards, and there's so many movies that I never even heard of.
Ariana Grande was
What?
looking a little sickly.
Yeah, well, lately,
Looking a little sickly. I don't know what's going on, but
I don't either. It's like she got the Glinda role, and then like
it dropped.
I don't know her. I mean, I get like her. Okay, well, first of all, they filmed part 2 and part 1 the same time, so the movie was done.
Yeah.
Dunzo, okay. So maybe she's doing this whole blonde thing for her, like the press tour of it all. But I just don't think the blonde eyebrows. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on her looks, but
I'm not hating. I don't know what she's going through.
just
I have
looks
my
like she needs
assumptions,
help.
but yeah, there's definitely something
Yeah.
going on that is not normal. But
Yeah, I agree with that one. But we'll see.
we'll see.
What
We'll see.
awards? Like, what awards is next? There's nothing really
You
going
would
on.
know. I don't follow that shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that goes on during like now that we're moving into like spring and stuff.
Nah, it's summertime, baby. Ain't nobody got time for
Fuck.
that.
Yeah, like September and stuff is like the VMAs, and oh man, those ones are always.
Oh yeah, some good stuff.
If
And
y'all are
we'll
catching
be
what I'm
getting,
throwing at.
yeah, we'll be getting into all of it. I like it. I like it a lot. But for sure, guys, next week we're gonna be talking a bit into the vaccines and stuff. I know that's super
We might need a code
controversial,
word for
and
that.
yeah, I know. Oh, for sure, we'll be having a code word. We'll call it the
We
V's.
can't call it the V.
No.
That sounds like
Oh yeah. Like we're talking about the S workers.
the V.
We'll come up with a code word for that bad
Yeah,
boy.
we'll just do the shots.
The shots. Shots on
Well,
shots.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we can even say shots. You can't say
We can
shit,
take a
man.
shot, like, oh, I'm taking a shot of
Yeah.
tequila,
And then we'll wink at them. Take a
yeah,
shot.
Yeah. And our listeners, if they're like here with us, they know. They know.
I believe that they know, yeah.
You know what
You
I'm
guys
saying?
vibe with us. You guys
Yeah.
fuck with us, so. But yeah, I think that'll be a good one next week. We'll see. Hopefully you guys don't get too pissed off,
I
but
hope you guys really
we got
like
strong views
the
on that.
Zelensky thing because I loved it.
You like that one?
Oh my gosh.
Blew your mind?
That was it's
Yeah, it
fascinating.
blew my mind
to
when
be
I was
like,
reading too. I was like, damn. I was like, holy shit.
You're like, wait.
I mean, I read a lot.
Mind
a lot.
blown.
But
They really did.
and I get my mind blown a lot by
the
things.
script on us.
But yeah,
You
this
know
one
what I'm
was like,
saying? Yeah.
damn. I mean, I knew it was flipped, but I was like, y'all flipped it bad. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Just straight history books that y'all just kind of like, eh.
Right. Well, and we're so like ADHD now. It's like we don't have.
You ain't got time to go read no history
no.
books, especially a Ukraine history book or Russian.
No.
People ain't got time for that shit. But your boy does.
Your boy,
Guys.
yeah. That's why check the podcast out. And
Check it
you'll
out.
get your history lesson.
And you'll get a little bit of history. Maybe you'll be a history teacher.
No.
Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Like we said, hot topics on hot topics. It's been popping.
Yeah.
What do you want to leave him with?
You always say that.
Yeah, you got to leave him with something.
Well, guys, we are getting closer and closer to that 100.
Yes, we are.
So if you just can subscribe, share, follow.
Yeah, share this with people.
yeah.
Repost if you guys can. Get the word out if you guys feel like this was of value, and yeah, help us get to that 100, man. I know to you guys it may not matter, but for us it does. It just feels like we've been putting our work to good use, and we're getting a good reach to people, and we're getting a message out. So that's what matters to us, is to just make sure that more and more people get to hear us and get to hear another point of view on things, and maybe we can spark some conversations. But like always, we love you. We appreciate you. We thank you. Like, sub, share. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.